the value of the breath. Beloved one, let us now speak about the value of the breath. To breathe in is the first thing that you do at birth into human form, or as the four-footed, as well, and to breathe out is the last thing that you do when you are laying down the body and moving into the true form of the energy of light. When we were designing a form, there was a meeting of minds to design something that would be agile and attractive. We tried out several forms in the four-footed category. You have ones that are in what you call your mythology that you say, well, it couldn't be, but it was. And yes, we did the unicorn and the satyr, the combination of what was half horse, the back end anyway, and the human form of man or woman in the front. And as part of the design, we contemplated the techniques of breathing. Was it something that we wanted to try out? You know well the feeling of the inhale and the exhale, and we played with the different snorts, as they are called. You have seen this with some of your four-footed large-size ones who make quite a loud sound through the nose and through the mouth, as some of the human ones can do, as well. We played with shapes of noses. Have you noticed that even in this day and time there are a variety of noses, a Roman nose aristocratic, or a short, stubby nose, or a longer size, more of a proboscis, or many other varieties? Some of our experiments worked really well, and some of them were as food for other ones' designs in their experimenting. So you learned how to either fly away, to run very fast, swim in the water very fast, or to say, well, I only wanted to live one day anyway. You have even now your insects, the very small ones, that live for a day or so, and then they come back perhaps as the birds. So that which you might have been the day before as an insect, now you come back and are the bird which eats the insect. And is there judgment? No, there is not judgment. There is only expression. By the time you get to walking on 2 feet and you think that you are Lord and King of everything, that is human, there is judgment. There is gradation in what is seen to be of value, and of course man is at the top of the pyramid. He, and now it is changing to she, where you have the female form which is saying, I am equal, and if it be known, I am actually a little wiser. I just with you. Whether you choose in an incarnation to be male or female is a free choice, because you have been both male and female, and you have decided in different expressions of lifetimes whether you would come male and male together, female and female together, or male and female together. It is only the society, as you bring ones as groupings together, which gets into judgment as to what is right and what is not right. I say unto you that love is always right, always appropriate. It does not matter what the form is, only love. So some of you are playing with expressions in this lifetime to see how it feels, and some of you say, been there, done that. I love all. That is truly the place where you find the expression and the expansiveness of oneness, the place where you love all and everything. No judgment. The breath, in this expression of life, it is basic. Moreover, it has value besides keeping the form working. It has value, as you have found, when the mind is too busy, when the mind is overused, and there is the cry that comes from the soul that says, let me feel peace. You stop and take the deep breath, and then maybe another deep breath after that, and a sense of peace is known. Then the next moment oftentimes the mind gets very busy and asks of itself, what was I just thinking about? And with that, in come all of the judgments and feelings and thoughts of what has to be. Then you breathe again and let it go. Sometimes a friend will come to you who is very overwrought about something. You can feel their energy, and you do not want to be in that energy. You very quietly take the deep breath, standing in your place of peace by the simplicity of the breath, and your peace may reach your friend and they may feel peace, or not. It may take a few more deep breaths. When it comes to the last breath of a lifetime, for most it is very peaceful. Even for ones who are not expecting to lay down the body, the last breath happens in an instant. You have seen this, those of you who have been with ones who have laid down the body, where one moment they are breathing, maybe very gently, and the next moment they are not. Oftentimes there is a sense of peace which comes with that last breath. It is as a gift that you give to yourself to be in peace with the breath. So it is not something to be feared. It is truly something to be welcomed, but not before you are finished with the form. You have in this day and time brothers and sisters who are not happy with having chosen the human form, and they want out, as they say. And there is judgment made by other ones who say, they don't have the right to choose to go on, and yet of course they do. It is always a choice to express with form, any type of form which is chosen, and it is also a choice as to when and how the last breath is going to be taken and to move on in consciousness expressing. Now, the question has come up many times, what happens when I draw the last breath? What should happen to the form? Well, it depends as to what you have planned and told others that you would like to have happen with the form. If they go according to your wishes, then that is what is done. But at the point when you release it, you are not concerned about the form. If ones decide that they are going to dig a hole and put the body in it, okay. Or ones may decide that too much of terra firma is being dug up and having forms put into it, and they feel that it would be more economical and efficient to allow the body to be burned into ashes and then to save the ashes in a little container so that whenever they pass the mantelpiece, they can say, hi, to whomever. I see this happening from time to time. But with the last breath you are finished with the form and you are free. You do not hold the feeling of shoulds. Whatever they decide to do, that is what brings them peace. Once you lay down the form, it is not something that you are concerned about. There is much fear, and has been for a long time, born of the soil of belief in separation, that when the form is let go, where do I go? Do I cease being, and am I separate from all? Where do I go? You go into the green meadow that we have talked about many times, the grassy knoll, the top of the tree, up to the cloud, free. Whatever you want to experience, you will experience, because you are the creator. You are creating this time that we have together. You are creating the morrow as you will see it. After you release the form and you have allowed the last breath, you will be still creating. Now, if you have been taught by the supposed learned ones, who do not actually know all that much, that you are going to go to a fiery place to be cleansed, you will have that belief for an instant outside of time. But then you are free. Free to rest, to join with others of the soul group, to create the next expression of life. Know that truly always and forever, beyond the concept of time, you are creating. You are the creator. There is no separation. Have you heard me say that before? Oh, yes, of course. There is no separation. Oftentimes what ones feel with the exaltation of letting that last breath go, is a freedom, a very joyful freedom. No matter how the last breath was given, there is a freedom and a joy of freedom. Is there time beyond the last breath? Yes and no, because you are still creating. So if it has been put very deeply into your belief system that there will be time, and you must make the most of it even after you lay down the body, then there will be a process outside of time that feels that you are still marking off time. But I share with you that goes very rapidly, because you feel free. Do you have conscious knowledge of what other ones are doing after you have let go of the last breath? You can if you want to. You can check in from time to time to see how they are doing. However, there is the belief in this point of expression that there is separation, and ones who are still expressing with the form will say that they cannot see you, they cannot hear you, but you are right there sitting next to them, reaching out, touching them, stroking the hair, and they may feel something. Was that Uncle John going by? Yes, it was, so please feel it. Acknowledge it, and say, I don't know where you are, but I felt you. I have heard ones say that, and it is very true, because there is no separation. There is no separation. Part of my job, should I desire to accept it, is to drill into you the knowing that there is no separation. So if I repeat myself, it is because that is part of the instructions that I have accepted when I came to speak with you in this way. To say it so many times that when you have released the body and are now wondering, now, what do I do? What can I do? you might remember that there is no separation. So those you have loved in form who have released the body and gone on, they are still with you. They feel your feelings. If you are in a mournful place, they would like very much to take a finger and give you a poke and say, "Wake up, I'm still here," because they are. And when you are happy, they are happy. So it behooves you to remember the ones who have released the form in a joyful way, in a loving way, remembering the times when you have laughed together, when you have hugged together, the times when you have felt heart to heart the oneness of non-separation. You are a miraculous being. All of the expressions that you can think of, have thought of, you have brought into form quite often to play with for the sole purpose of feeling joy, feeling love. That is your job, and that is all. I know that many in this day and time, and it has been true for thousands of years, have felt that they must achieve something. So you have ones who have gone into business and amassed all of the golden coins that they could possibly find and create and bring to themselves. They look at the pile of golden coins and say, "I've made it." But when it comes to the point of releasing the last breath, what do the golden coins matter, whether there is a huge pile, or one or none? It does not matter. What does matter is the feeling of love that you take with you that you know to be real. Be you therefore amassing love, the same as you go to your gym workout. You work out and get stronger and stronger. Work, or play, with love. Find ones that you can go up to and say, "You know, I really like you. Every time I'm with you I feel so good. I feel in love." Fall in love every day with at least one person. Best of all, with the one in the mirror. First thing in the morning, you get up and the hair is all messed up and the beard is growing, etc. Look in the mirror and love that one. And the secret is that as you fall in love and feel love with that one, you take it with you out into your day and give the gift of love to everyone you meet. Then they come alive in love, in the feeling of being of value. That is the greatest gift that you can give to anyone, to let them know that you see they have value, that you are glad to be in expression with them. It is the greatest gift that you can give them. Breathe, because with the breath comes the opportunity for peace. Sometimes you may have to breathe over and over to the place where you say, "But Jeshua, I'm going to hyperventilate and end up on the floor." No, you are not going to harm yourself. Not by overbreathing. It cannot be done. One of the safeguards that we built into the breath was that you could not overbreathe. You can underbreathe, that can be a little detrimental, but you cannot overbreathe. The value of the breath? In this reality, lowercase r, try living without it. It does not work so well. The value of the breath, it brings you to the place of peace. The value, we are doing a series on value, the value of the breath is beyond measure. It is healing. It is holding. It brings you to the place of oneness. It brings you to the place of peace where you are open to understanding wisdom which goes beyond the mind, the wisdom of being. Whenever you have a question about anything, the answer comes with the question, and how you access it is by the breath, taking the deep breath and being open to the answer. If you do not like the answer that you get at first, breathe again and ask for more information, more direction. And if nothing comes right away, just abide in peace. Holy child, my peace I give unto you. Breathe. So be it. Yeshua ben Joseph, Jesus. Channeled through Judith Coates.